Hi everybody, this is Tom Cherriams with the FujiNet project, and I wanted to make a nice long-form video here showing exactly how to take and create a SpartaDOS X ROM that contains the FujiNet tools. We are going to start by building a small virtual machine running Linux that will host both our development tools so we can take and build the tools, as well as being able to run Wine so that we can take and run the SpartaDOS X Imager to put these tools onto a ROM and combine them with the flasher tool for an ATARI disk image so that the SID3 cartridge can be flashed. So with that, let's get started. We've gone ahead and grabbed the latest copy of Ubuntu here, downloaded it here, and I'm going to go into my virtual machine manager here, which I have several virtual machines just kind of sitting here and some running off on other machines. I'm just going to take and create one. Pretty standard. It's going to come from local ISO image. Okay. We'll take and go to our downloads folder and just bring this sucker in. So there we go. Choose that sucker. Ubuntu 24.10, very good. I'm gonna go ahead and just give it a hefty little dose of my CPU here. Just why not? I can. So disk image for the machine. Yeah, no. It's fine. And we'll go ahead, network configuration, everything is just fine, pretty much standard. We'll just take and build it. By default, it will take and create a NAT network so that it can get out to the internet. So both complete the install, and so we can install our tools and get what we need to do what we need to do. Wait for this to boot up and we'll be in the Ubuntu Live environment. There are a few reasons that I'm doing it particularly like this. One, so that we can have a nice clean environment to work with. And two, so I can take and control it, particularly the display resolution. Because one of the tools that we'll be needing to use, the Imager, has issues running on high DPI displays under Wine. So this is a nice way to sidestep that problem. This particular Ubuntu installation is not going to be anything too exciting. It's just going to be a standard desktop installation with all the trimmings. We'll go ahead and just tell it to install everything. Fine, fine, fine. Looks okay to me. Wired connection because it's VM. Install Ubuntu. We're going to do an interactive installation. Sure. Install third-party hardware and software, sure, why not? Erase the disk, nothing special, just let it go, and we're going to create our account. Create our little password. And I'm not going to bother with that. And of course it picked my time zone, very good, very good. Let's go ahead and just let this thing install, and I will pause this until it completes. Since we don't need the browser anymore, I'll just take and move it out of the way here, and we'll deal with this as a full screen entity. We'll go ahead and set scale display always, sure, no problem. And I'll just wait for this to complete. Okay, there we go. We'll take and restart now. See how this looks. Bing, bing, bing. Let it run. See what happens. Okay, and now we're sitting inside of Ubuntu. All right, yeah, we can of course do all this nifty stuff, and no, I don't want to do that. Next, thank you very much. Finish, finish, finish. Okay, good. Yeah, let's have a little look here at our display settings real quick. 1024 by 768, a little small, but we'll take, and actually, what I'll actually do is set this up for 16 by 9. So something like, yeah, it's fine. Something like that. While still keeping it reasonably okay for non-high DPI use. Okay, now we're good. All right, so now Ubuntu is reasonably okay for us to use here. I'll take and go into our applications real quick, go into our utilities, and I'll go to the terminal real quick. Yeah, grab our terminal real quick and just put it right here. Pin it to the dock. And there we go. Okay, so now we've got this goofy thing happening here. Terminal's ready to go. Now I will take and we'll start installing the bits and pieces that we need in order for us to get CC65 installed. So I'm going to go grab CC65. CC65, GitHub IO. Okay, great. And we'll go grab the source code. Takes us to the GitHub, and now I'll take and pull that to the side real quick. Open up a little window here. And we'll install build essential and git so we can have what we need here. Dink, 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 dink. Now with that installed, I should be able to, at this point, go ahead and grab the copy of CC65, which I got on the clipboard here. Let's go ahead and grab it. Grab it, sure. Paste it. And all we really got to do is just make it. I'm going to say -J to see how fast I can take and compile this goofy thing. Get it all built. And this is the compiler that we use to write all of our tools in. It's a, for the ATARI, it's a nice 6502 C compiler. So you can, if you're familiar with C, you can write your applications in C and they work. And now we'll do sudo make install. Okay, done. Okay, CC65 is running. So now if I do CL65, no input tiles, we're good to go. Okay, great. Now, boom. We go to the next part of this. So we have our FujiNet Wi-Fi repository. And inside that is everything that we have for our project. And one of the things that we have is the FujiNet config tools. So if we take and go to the repositories, and we look at FujiNet config tools, sorry. Say config. Where are the tools anyway? Give me a second. Oops. Sorry. Sorry about that. We renamed it to FujiNet tools. So let's go ahead and grab that. And come back out here. And we'll grab that, pull that in, and I will just take and clone that. So now we got FujiNet tools. At this point, ATARI. And you'll notice that we have disk images for the FNC tools here, so you can take and load them on your ATARI. But what I'm going to show you here is literally how to take and build all of these tools so that they can be placed onto the target cartridge that you want to put it on. So I'm literally going to take and do a make. So with all this, we now have all of this built. FujiNet call tools, everything built. And if we actually take a look now, go to our files, we go to FujiNet tools, go to ATARI. We have in our build directory all of the tools pretty much. There's one more that we need to go ahead and add in here. We'll go ahead and grab it. That's the in:"device driver if we want to put it on here. We can do that by going FujiNet in handler and doing the same thing here. And we can take that now. And for that, what we'll basically just do, we won't actually take and build. This actually requires the MAD assembler. I won't actually take and go through that. Let's make sure to see if it's already here. Give me a second. Okay. Hold on a split second, guys. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and grab MADs while we're thinking about it. We need to take and grab it. Okay, and we'll need MAD Pascal here to build it, but we'll go ahead and just grab this here with it. Bam, okay, MAD assembler. Come back out again. Oops. Excuse me, sorry. My bad. Let's grab that again. Cut and paste. Copy. Just like that. There we go. Let's try that again. Cut and paste. Oh, come on. Really? Middle mouse button. Okay, there you go. Cut and paste. All right, we're gonna add a symbol. Bam. Okay, great. So that's there. We still need. If you take a look, we got. There's MADs right there. We'll just go ahead and bring it out. Sure. USR local bin. Pull it in there. Sure, why not? And there's MADs. Okay, great. So now we take and go into FujiNet in handler and grab that. So we're grabbing a handful of things here, and I'll have links to all this in the description so you can take and grab them too. FujiNet in handler. Go ahead and grab it too. Boom, FujiNet in handler. And if you can make this better and more streamlined, then please absolutely come in and help. We would very much appreciate that. If we go into handler now with MADs, we now should be able to take and literally do a make. Yep, and there's our in::dev.com right there. And we can take that and move that right into our build directory. So we can add in handler, in::dev.com, copy that. We'll put that into our ATARI build, and we'll put it right here. Okay. Then we've got doc. We have all these documentation files that we can take and copy in as well. And these are all the individual manual pages that we can put on the cartridge with it if we want them. They're all here as man pages. So just doc. Okay, great. Very good. Build. Everything's built. Everything's ready to go. Now for the last piece of this puzzle, we need the SpartaDOS X Imager and a copy of Wine. So for the first thing, we'll literally take, and you'll see that I've done the installs using apt. And doing it this way, yes, it's just more straightforward, but you can just as easily use the App Center to take and install these as well. We'll install Wine, which is the Windows emulator. And it says there's a recommended package for Wine32. We'll go ahead and get that installed as well. Sure. Oop. Or not. Yeah. Well, we don't need it. Okay, never mind. All right, fine. Get that installed. Looks like this is Wine version 9, which is recent enough. There are newer, but this is recent enough. Wine is excellent because it allows you to run a whole bunch of different Windows applications directly under Linux and run them quite well, actually. So now that that's installed, now we can take and go to the SpartaDOS X upgrade project. And we can go here. Yay. There we go. Download SpartaDOS X. And we're going to take and download. You have the option to take and pick which version of the ROM that you want to actually be able to use to match your flash cartridge or your IDE interface, that sort of thing. Just so we're going to be building this for the side 3, so I'm going to take and select that. Yes, we're going to download the SpartaDOS X toolkit too. There's interesting stuff on there, so it's always nice to have around. So we'll take and copy that in. We go take a look at it. There it is. We extract it here. And we'll see that we have our ROM, and we have a flash disk image here that we can literally take and use to take and extract the flasher program and everything else out. While we're at it, let's actually take and go grab Altera while we're thinking about it. Altera? Sure, let's go down. Okay, Altera 430, sure. Let's grab it out. This will give us a good smoke test for wine as well. So we'll take, extract it, and okay. Let me open a terminal right here. Okay, let's let it extract and build itself. Altera first time setup, sure. Yeah, okay, fine, whatever, doesn't matter. Use the standard setup, and that's fine, that's fine. Streamlined, okay, finish. And there's Altera ready to go. This will help us in a bit when we actually need to take and extract the files from the disk. In fact, let's go ahead and just do that. Go to disk drives, we'll go to and the reason I'm going to do this, we're going to take and boot this. Okay, fine. We've noticed that there's a flasher here already set up, and we can explore the disk. There's the SpartaDOS X 450 ROM that we can take and fundamentally replace, just putting it in place here. Okay, so that's good. We'll know that we can come back to that and it will work. Bam. Okay, it's about to exit. Boom. Now, we got all that here. We're good to go. Now we need to actually take and use the SpartaDOS X Imager to take and put everything on the cartridge. Go back. Sure. Okay. We go to add-ons. And for SpartaDOS 4.50, you have to use the latest version of the SDXImager, that's 3.1.3. And it's a Windows utility so that you can customize the contents on the cartridge. Simple enough to use. We just take and pull it down, eject it out. Let's just take and extract it. Boom. Open. And we just take and go, Can we? And that's one of the things about Ubuntu is it doesn't set a program association for it. I wonder if I can just go ahead and set that. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Let's see if it'll let us do it. Maybe not. If not, no big deal. I'll just open in terminal. And there's our SDXImager ready to go. Bam. Okay. So now at this particular point in time, we can go ahead, open the image, point ourselves to our home. Z, home, Tom C. Downloads. There's SDX 450, side 3. It says there's 232,000 bytes available, so we've got plenty of space for which to add our own custom little utilities. And you can see that there are man pages here as well. Okay, so now I can just take and insert new file. My computer, Z, home, Tom C. Now go to FujiNet Tools, ATARI, and the build directory, and just dump everything that we've just put together here onto that cartridge. Give it a moment to take and put everything in. And yes, you might see this here. It's literally just grinding through. As soon as it's done, it will say, okay, fine, you can use it again, as soon as it finishes taking and inserting all the files. Pause this and let it complete. Okay, it's completed. The window is back where we need it to be, and we'll go ahead and just hit save here for good measure to get this saved. And with this, now we've got all this here. You'll see some debugging information as it takes and builds out the internal file structures for the cartridge. And if all you really want to do is just have the FujiNet tools right there on the cartridge, we're done with building the cartridge. But what if you want the manual files too? The manual files are actually present on the cartridge. Let's just kind of put this out to the side for a minute, put that away, and we will go back to home in our FujiNet tools, in our ATARI folder, and then disk doc here. You'll see that we have a whole bunch of these in doc format. All we really have to do is just rename them to man. Easy enough to do. So I'll go ahead and just do that real quick. Turns out they added a nice little batch rename functionality here. So I was able to select all of those, do a little find replace here to replace the .docs with .man. And there we go. Okay, so now all those are in place, and I can literally just take those now and drop them right onto here. And we'll wait for that to complete. Okay, so there's a bit of a bug in the latest version of the Imager here. If you let it run long enough, it looks like there are some GDI leaks that happen that cause the program to crash. So that's a good reason to take and save when you've done stages. Save it, close it, reopen it, and finish your copy. But in the meantime, let's go back to our disk doc here, move all these over, and now let's take and copy that over. And I'll come back when this is finished. And with that, we're back. And we still have 140, like 150K worth of space available on this cartridge. So if you want to take this opportunity to take and put other utilities that you want to put on here on the cartridge, you can. But we have the FujiNet tools along with their associated man pages. That's the F tools, the N tools, including even the N device driver, so you can use it outside of the command processor on SpartaDOS X. It's here. So it's all there, ready to go. At this point, we can take and save the result. And now that that's done, we can take and close the SDXImager, and the ROM is now created. We can now take that ROM and drop it onto the flasher disk that we pulled earlier as part of the SDX upgrade project and have our customized flash disk. And we'll use ATARI to do just that. I'll take and go into ATARI. Let's see your downloads, ATARI. And we'll open with, did they not install? They didn't install a loader. Darn you. Okay. So no big deal. Open in terminal 1, ATARI 60. Okay, so now that's in place. We'll take and go to disk drives. We'll take and go explore the disk. And we'll use this opportunity here to delete this file here, pull it away. And instead, we'll import from here. So, downloads again. Here is our updated ROM right here. And in fact, if we take a look at it real quick, we'll see that our date stamp matches up quite nicely with what we just did. Okay, looks good. And we just we don't have to rename it or anything because the flasher will literally attempt to burn the first ROM file that it finds in the directory here. So all we have to do is just move it in. That's it. Done. And once we're done, okay, that's cool. Disk Explorer done. We save the disk and it is ready to be, flashed. That's it. Now, how do we get this out? To get this out, we're actually going to take and go to my video capture, my ATARI here. I'm going to show you something real quick. Excuse me. While it goes through and sets it. Okay, come on. Are you going to show me my deal? Hold on a split second while I get this sorted. Okay, looks like I'm having a glitch here. But my FujiNet is sitting at 192.168.1.21. And I can take and connect to server to go grab it here. Go into the network. And we can connect to it via WebDave. Watch this. This will give me direct access to the SD card slot that's on that FujiNet. We take and connect to it. Sorry, /DAV. And we have access to everything that's on that card. Bam. All I need to do now is take and copy that particular file over. We're done here. We can close this off. New window. And since we made a new version of this, we can take and copy it over here. It's now copied. And then it's ready now to actually be flashed onto the SIDE3 cartridge. And with that, we're pretty much done. So I'll go ahead and end the video here. Until next time, guys. Have fun.